There's been a lot of tourists that have been coming into Japan over the past year. For those of you who don't know, we actually had a record-breaking amount of tourists coming into Japan. I believe it was like 40 million people just within 2025, which is the most that has ever been recorded ever. And as someone who lives here and actually touches grass, I've seen it with my own two eyes that, yeah, everywhere you go, there's a hell of a lot of tourists out there. But thankfully, most cases, 99 times out of 100, the tourists that come to Japan understand that they are tourists. They understand that they are entering into a different country, aka a different culture, which means that there are a different set of rules that apply to this country that may not necessarily apply to their own country. But unfortunately, we live in a world where, there's a lot of dumb people out there too that don't understand that. But before we continue, let me talk about the anime That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, because right now they're doing a special collab with their Camping with the Slime Season 2 event on today's sponsor, Isekai Slow Life. It's an immersive game that lets you manage and develop a small town in an isekai world, explore uncharted territories, uncover hidden treasures, and forge new bonds that last a lifetime. You can open a restaurant, a farm, a school, a workshop, a potion store. You can go and fish, cook a meal. Honestly, the choice is yours. And through the aforementioned Camping with a Slime Season 2 event, you can join the familiar cast of Rimuru, Veldora, Shion, Benimaru, and more to enjoy the perfect outdoor vibes. Admire the spring views, pitch tents, gather firewood, cook outdoors, fish by the lake, and unwind with a good book. Now, boys, doesn't that sound like just a swankingly lovely time? You can get exclusive collab character art, CGs, stickers, animated avatars, and many more special rewards. Plus, if you use the gift code MUSHRUM, you can get a free 10 draw and a bunch of neat items. So boys, what are you waiting for? Start your cozy isekai life today by clicking the link in the description below and using that gift code I mentioned earlier to get a bunch of neat items and rewards. A big thank you to Isekai Slow Life for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the show. So I wanted to touch upon this article right here that I found from zackzack.co.jp. I have changed it up to English for you guys, but it is pretty tragic and pretty sad, and we should talk about it. It says here, video of graffiti in Fushiminari Bamboo Grove draws outside criticism. German user warns of banning. Fushiminari is an area in Kyoto where, if you see the picture right here, it has the 1,000 torii gates. Very, very famous. Probably one of the most recognizable locations in Japan when it comes to tourist destinations, and it is an absolutely beautiful and very historical part of Kyoto especially. But unfortunately, it seems that a video was posted online that garnered 20,000 likes of a foreign tourist carving their names into bamboo in a bamboo grove near the Fushiminari Shrine in Kyoto, which is obviously an act of vandalism. This incident highlights the frequent problem of over-tourism, which is occurring in the shadow of the rapidly increasing number of inbound tourists. Outrageous swelling on social media, the video has brought the light to the serious violence of ignorance lurking behind this problem. It says here that over 100 trees have apparently been damaged on private land around Fushiminari, with similar damage being reported in the bamboo groves of Arashiyama, indicating that the situation is extremely serious. What's particularly noteworthy is that once the bamboo is damaged, it cannot be repaired or regenerated. The wound rots, negatively impacting other bamboo plants in the surrounding area, so damaged bamboo must be cut down. AKA, if you damage one, it works in a chain reaction. All the bamboos essentially suffer the same fate over the long run. Kyoto City has posted posters in English warning of the penalties for vandalism, and landowners have also raised heartfelt pleas for people not to defile their ancestors' land, but serious breaches of etiquette continue unabated. And obviously, because this was an incident that was brought to light originally on Twitter, a lot of Japanese users on Twitter, because for those of you who don't know, Twitter is still an incredibly popular site, especially among Japanese people, with strong rejection in the comments such as, "Of all places, why Fushimi Inari? And foreigners who vandalize sacred sites should not be allowed into the country." Well, I'll tell you exactly why Fushimi Inari in particular. It's because it is an incredibly popular tourist destination. Obviously, the more apples there are in the orchard, the more likely you are to find a rotten apple. And it's the same thing in Fushimi Inari, because there are so many people who are visiting Fushimi Inari day in and day out. Hell, just Kyoto in general, then of course, again, as I said at the beginning of the video, 99 times out of 100, people are going to be respectful to the culture that is not their own. And then there are some tourists who just don't seem to understand the etiquette. Either it's the first time traveling to a different culture and they don't realize that the rules are different, or They're just idiots. And this whole foreigners who vandalize sacred sites should not be allowed into the country, I agree, because I always think to myself, right, I try to look into and step into the shoes of the people who are doing this kind of stuff. And I think to themselves, how would you feel if someone came to your property, you know, just some, say, Japanese tourist, suddenly came to your property, your neck of the woods, and started doing the exact same thing? Like, has the world just forgotten the very simple proverb of do unto others as you would have done unto you? I genuinely don't get it. And from all the videos and pictures that I have seen circulating around this, because unfortunately this is not a one-time thing, I've seen multiple stories revolving around the Fushimi Inari area, or just foreigners being disrespectful to sacred places in Japan, especially sacred in the Shinto sense, who just don't seem to understand that just because it's not a part of your upbringing, just because it's not a part of your land, then that doesn't mean you can do anything you want around it. The Fushimi Inari Shrine is the head shrine of approximately 30,000 Inari shrines throughout Japan, and for 1,300 years, it has been a sacred place that has attracted worshippers as a place where gods, nature, and people coexist. There is a widely shared understanding that any act of trampling on it with dirty shoes is absolutely unacceptable. On the other hand, reactions from overseas users have been polarized. Some offered uncomprehending defenses based on their own culture, such as, it's normal to carve names on ancient ruins, or are you just superstitious? However, some overseas users have also offered harsh criticisms such as, write your name on your own face. Okay, I genuinely believe that, you know, this whole thing is of a polarizing nature, where some people are obviously quick to defend it while others are pushing back on it. But can we all just like agree, just collectively, you know, all of us with actual working brain matter, understand that arguments such as, it's normal to carve your name on ancient ruins? Are you for real, my dog? Please point me to the country or culture or religion or whatever belief system where it is normal to carve names on ancient ruins. I'll tell you, there isn't a single fucking one. Like, you don't see people rocking up to a church and writing their name on the pews now, do you? And if they do, then it's pretty common understanding to think that that is just as disrespectful and vandalous as doing the same thing to a Fushimi Inari shrine. Like, I get that whole idea of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go up to a fucking random tree in a park and carve my initials and my partner's initials on it with a big love heart. You know, that whole classic 80s and 90s romance movie trope, but you know, they do it on normal ass trees. Yeah, that tree may be old, but it's not a part of some kind of sacred site now, is it? And can I just say that the whole carving your name into a tree type of thing is just in and of itself kind of cringe. What's noteworthy is the calm observation made by a German-speaking user. He explains the Japanese religious view that gods, or souls, reside in trees and bamboo and should be treated with respect, and mentions the case of a shrine in Tsushima, Nagasaki that banned foreign visitors. He strongly warns foreign tourists that the thoughtless actions of a few people worsen the image of foreigners and creates the trigger for exclusion. Absolute fucking facts! Again, it's this whole idea of a couple of rotten apples ruining the orchard, in the same way that a couple of dumbass carvings into a bamboo is going to wipe out the entire forest. Especially in the current times of now, where the whole polarization between Japanese people and foreigners visiting Japan, that whole relationship is just becoming more and more skewed and more heated over time because of social media blowing it up to stupidly ridiculous proportions. It is more than important than ever that foreigners who come to Japan respect all the rules, follow all the rules. Even if it doesn't fit into your personal agenda or whatever the fuck, then that's not your problem, okay? You are stepping into somebody's house, and if you don't follow the house rules, then you need to get the fuck out of the house. And this whole thing of just, are you just superstitious? I mean, yes, actually, we are superstitious, but we also are superstitious in the whole understanding of sacred places, important places. Just because you don't think somewhere is important, it doesn't mean it's not important to other fucking people. At the root of this problem lies a clash of cultures that goes beyond mere breaches of etiquette and the accompanying violence of ignorance. In Japan, the belief that gods reside in all things in nature has been deeply rooted since ancient times, and for Japanese people, the sacred groves and bamboo forests surrounding shrines are commonly considered sacred areas. Cultural differences are no longer an excuse. This is a criminal act that violates Japanese law and property damage, and is a behavior that shows a severe lack of respect for Japan's history and beliefs. Firm measures are urgently needed to preserve the beautiful scenery and sacred places for future generations, including clearly stating strict penalties in multiple languages and strengthening security measures such as surveillance cameras. But isn't it just so fucking sad? Isn't it just so pathetic that we even need to be doing this at all? The fact that we need to be fucking, strengthening security measures with security cameras and stuff like that. Isn't that just fucking pathetic? I don't care if you were a 5-year-old child or a 50, 60-year-old grown-ass man. There is no excuse for you to walk into a sacred place in a foreign country that is not your own with a culture and understanding of beliefs that is not your own and defile it just because it's normal for you. Just because it's normal for you, it doesn't mean it's normal for everybody else. If it was normal for me to shit in my own house, I'm not going to go to someone's house and also shit in it, now will I? Like, it is just a bunch of excuses of really stupid and ignorant people who are just so self-centered that they think that, oh yeah, they have to cater to me and not the other way around. And again, it just sucks, especially in this day of age where the relationship has become so heated between foreigners and Japanese people that the gap between it is just going to grow further and further and further apart until one day, let's be real, Japan is probably going to turn around and go, all right, fuck this, no more foreigners. If they can't follow the rules, then we're not even going to give them a chance. And it's going to actually ruin the experience for everybody else who just wants to come to Japan to experience the unique culture and beauty of the country. Like, I'm sorry if I'm so heated with this kind of shit, but it has just been frustrating. So fucking frustrating for so long. Like, there is no excuse for you to be ignorant about a different country. You have the internet at your disposal. Fucking look it up before you come here. And honestly, I don't even have to say that, because in most cases, it's not even a matter of like, oh, I didn't know there was this hyper-specific rule in Japan where you weren't allowed to carve into an ancient sacred place, because that should just be common fucking knowledge. And if you don't understand that, and you don't want to learn from that, and you don't want to follow the rules of a place that is not your own, then you don't deserve to travel. Give your travel money to someone who is actually respectful about the culture and actually just wants to go around and visit these places outside of their own because they're genuinely interested and want to be respectful about it. Like, I swear, every single year we are seeing more and more and more of these stories, not just in Japan, like foreigners doing dumbass shit in Japan, but also all over the world, of just people who have just seemed to have lost the idea of common sense in public. And look, many things can be blamed for it. Social media is definitely one thing, because a lot of these like vandalizations and a lot of these like disrespectful things that you see in Japan, for example, are all done for fucking TikToks and, you know, social media posts and brownie points. Like, I'm sure you all remember that video of that dumbass bitch doing pull-ups on the shrines as well, like she was some kind of god. I don't know who needs to hear this, and, you know, I'd like to think that 99.9% of you who are watching this video will agree with this sentiment, and honestly don't even have to hear it from me, because again, it's just common fucking knowledge. Use your brain. But please be respectful. That's all Japanese people are asking from you. They're not asking you to lift up the world. They're not asking you to go out of your way to do things that you are uncomfortable with. It's so easy to go to Fushimi Inari or go to any place that is important, regardless of if it's like a shrine or any kind of sacred place. Even if you're just walking through the fucking streets of Tokyo that is modern and built up, just be respectful. It's not that hard to do. And again, if it is too hard for you, fuck off. Alright, I could rant on about this for the next hour or so, but that was just a little piece of news I wanted to share with you guys. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments below. And God, please, I'm begging you, just don't put a bad name on foreigners in Japan. Like, foreigners in Japan have already had so much to go through because of dumb shit like this. Why are you making it hard for everybody else, dog? So please don't be a dumbass, regardless of where you are in the world. You're a tourist or not, even in your home country, wherever the fuck you may be, whenever the fuck you may be. Don't be a dumbass, okay? Think for once in your life. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. Over here next to my head, a couple more videos you can check out if you enjoyed this one. And God, I'm so tired of these news. I don't want to cover this kind of shit, but I have to, you know, because that's just the world we live in now, unfortunately. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.